Welcome to Becoming Saiyans.
A Dragon Ball rewatch podcast.
And we're back. When we just watched the last 3 episodes of the Pilaf saga arc, named The Penalty is Pinball, A Wish to the Eternal Dragon, and The Legend of Goku. I'm Truman.
And I am Jesse.
And this is Becoming Saiyans, a Dragon Ball rewatch podcast. And yeah, what were your initial thoughts on the episodes?
I think it was a great end to the first official saga of the entire series.
Yeah.
I mean, I think as I stated last week in the episode, it's made sense to me, the pacing. Like my questions with the pacing, I think, earlier in the series.
Yeah.
Where I was like, man, it's really going by fast. It makes sense because they were building up to just be done in 13 episodes.
Yeah, and I brought up a point off mic when we were actually talking before the show.
Like, before watching it and during watching it, I think.
Yeah, where I've been watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer because there's a rewatch podcast that was actually kind of the inspiration of this one that I was listening to that's covering Buffy. And the first season of Buffy the Vampire Slayer is only 12 episodes long. And the first, I'm going to call this the first season, the first arc, the first saga of Dragon Ball is 13 episodes long. And so looking at it, I see a lot of correlations where it almost feels like Toriyama wasn't sure he was going to get a second arc of the anime.
Yeah, well, I mean, either anime or manga, because
Yeah.
I assume I'm pretty sure this was a manga first.
Yeah, but I do think the chapters were out way before this.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, either way, I don't know if this is how fast the story goes in the manga or if it was we got to condense a lot more down into 13 episodes.
Yeah.
But it definitely felt like that situation where, the early season is really dense and packed full of stuff because you don't know something's coming afterwards.
Yeah.
So you can put a nice bow tie on it.
And another thing I point to, because the people who are doing the Buffy also did a Glee rewatch. And the funny thing about Glee, if you've watched the first season of that, the first 13 episodes were all filmed before any of it came out because they weren't sure they were going to get any more than 13. And then after the first episode came out and did gangbusters as far as ratings on Fox, they were like, okay, let's streamline 9 more episodes to get us to 22. And so that's what this feels like too, is this became such a global hit. That it was, or at least a Japanese hit to start, that they were like, okay, we can do more episodes. This is proving the point that this is a good show.
It feels funny looking back with the perspective that we can look back on now, knowing how globally massive the IP for Dragon Ball is in today's age. Looking back at TV producers being like, man, I don't know if I want to buy more than 13 episodes of this.
Yeah.
I don't know how good this is gonna do. And you just look at it, it's insane.
Yeah.
Hundreds of thousands of hours of content probably.
What I would like to think is that after these 13 episodes came out, they were episode
probably by episode
5.
3.
Yeah, they're okay, we're ordering 138 more episodes of this.
I don't know how initially popular this was in Japan, but it must have been pretty popular.
Yeah.
Because even in, we're talking about this it came out, only 13 episodes confirmed. At the end of episode 13, they allude to what's gonna happen in the next couple of episodes.
Yeah.
like the beginning of the next saga. So they knew as they were making episode 13, okay, we've been bought for way more time space.
Yeah, we can
tell. If our theory is correct, obviously, we won't know. No people out there who do know probably not going to be paying attention to us for too long.
And if you are out there and also know and also are paying attention,
please send it.
You can send it to us.
Please let us know that we're either really smart or we're really dumb.
And we'll plug all that at the end. I'm going to get into some trivia really quick, just to get us on before we get too off track and into the review. The first piece of trivia on the punishment is pinball it's the first physical appearance of Shenron, not in a dream sequence, not while they're trying to tell what's going on.
He's Mr.
The Eternal Dragon.
Yeah.
This episode is also referenced in Dragon Ball Advanced Adventure, which I did not know was a video game, but it looks like it's an OG Dragon Ball game, not like a Dragon Ball Z game.
That's actually nice.
Where there's a giant pinball is an obstacle in the castle. And giant pinballs are also the bosses of the new Pilaf's castle and Dragon Ball Z Attack of the Saiyans.
Nice.
There are also several references to popular movies in this episode. When Pilaf is manipulating the pinball using the piano, that's a reference to Elton John in the film Tommy.
Huh.
And also his outfit is based off of the one he wears, Elton John wears in that film too. Yeah.
That's pretty good. I mean, I feel like I made an obvious connection of what is it? Raiders.
That's literally the next one.
That's the next one.
The scene where Bulma, Goku, Yamcha, and the others are being chased by the pinball is also, they say it could be a reference to Indiana Jones. Pilaf making the comment about being called Shirley is a reference to the movie Airplane, where he says like, "Don't call," or "My name's not Shirley," you know.
Yeah,
like Shirley, you must know this, and it's like, "My name ain't Shirley."
I'm pretty sure that's Karima says that in that film.
Yeah. And there's also a goof where May reveals the Dragon Balls to Pilaf, and they're arranged in a random order. But in the last episode, they were arranged.
I pointed that out immediately. I was like, "That is disgusting." I was like, "Oh, you don't have them arranged in the correct order?"
They got all mixed up
Disgusting.
after the fact. Pilaf, my head canon is Pilaf after realizing he didn't have the fourth. Just
like flip the
"Screw
table.
This.
Yeah, like flip the table off screen.
And then he's like, "Shoo, pick it up." He's like, "Okay, boss. I'm a dog. I don't know how to count to 7." And then at some point, in some of those shots when they're running away from the pinball, the floor's moving, but the walls aren't moving. So that was just a little trivia that they put on there for penalty as pinball. A wish to the Eternal Dragon. This is the first episode where Shenron grants a wish. And this also is the first transformation of the series, and this has in parentheses unless the one counts Oolong and Puar's shapeshifting as changing form.
Yeah, I don't count it in the fact of what they're counting it for, because they're counting it as like you get to see the transformation fully happen.
Yeah, Goku changing into another
which
person.
we'll get into.
Yeah, but that happens at the end of this episode, and that's what that trivia is about. Oolong's wish is responsible apparently for the Oceana Shenron, who doesn't appear until like Dragon Ball GT, but apparently him making that wish about the underwear makes another wish-granting dragon. Apparently,
that's funny.
I know that's kind of a slight spoiler for going forward for you, but like we're so far ahead, you'll forget it by the time we get there.
Oh yeah.
You'll be like, "Oh yeah, I remember us talking about that."
Wink, wink. Definitely do.
Going back to that Dragon Ball Advanced Adventure game, Shu's dog police show up as enemies in that game, and in Dragon Ball Origins. And also similar dogs appear during Dragon Ball Z Attack of the Saiyans as the Super Watchdogs.
Nice.
During Emperor Pilaf's ruler fantasy, a group in the crowd can be seen holding a sign saying Allah, which is the Arabic word for God.
Yeah, God.
And from in the 1995 and 2001 Funimation dubs, Pilaf is heard shouting "Exterminate, exterminate," and they say this is an obvious reference to the Daleks from Doctor Who.
Mm-hmm.
And
makes sense.
Goku, the last one for this episode is Goku's outfit being destroyed in this episode. Is like his first outfit is that's the end of it. Like it doesn't show back up again.
Oh, so he gets just
that
fully
outfit
new
is
clothes.
gone. He's gonna have a new outfit by the time we get through the next part of the saga. Probably the one you would think of, the iconic like orange outfit.
Yeah, orange jumpsuit.
Yeah. And then
I guess I shouldn't miss. Yes, it's a jumpsuit.
Yeah,
it's like a tracksuit.
It's kind of like a kung fu suit, karate outfit type.
I'm saying all different types. I'm saying everything that's wrong.
Yeah, no, you're good. It's because he's
pointing
going
it.
to go train as a martial artist, so you can think of it as like a martial arts.
I'm
blanking
on the word.
Okay, you lost the word.
I'm being
silly.
I'm pointing out my flaws.
Okay. You're being introspective.
No, I'm pointing out my mistake. I don't know.
You're taking accountability for your problem.
I'm getting ahead of everyone yelling at me in like messages of being, "You're an idiot. That's not a tracksuit."
And then we're on to the last trivia of the last episode, which is this is the final episode of the early Ocean Group dubbed version of the show.
Hey.
So like that group of people aren't going to be dubbing it from here on out.
Oh, that sucks.
That doesn't mean we might not still hear similar voices, but that group of people combined aren't all going to be there. The scene where Emperor Pilaf is shooting at Great Ape Goku with his plane is reminiscent of King Kong. And when Yamcha clenches his teeth, which I saw this because I read the trivia ahead of time, but when he clenches his teeth to save Bulma from underneath the building, all of his teeth are there, including the one that he lost with Goku. And then later, when he clenches his teeth again, there's a chip.
Yeah, the chip's
So
gone.
there was like
Chip's
it was like he gained it for a second, and clenched so hard he broke it again.
Yeah, he regrew his tooth.
Oolong asks if Goku is an alien, which is a question that is answered much later in Dragon Ball Z. It's our second allusion to Goku not being from Earth.
Yeah, I mean most Earthlings don't turn into giant apes.
I mean, I've never
go on a rampage.
I have never looked at the full moon to see if I could turn into a giant monkey and go on a rampage.
I'm surprised to find out that trivia about you because I think I've looked at it. I don't turn into a giant ape. But.
Well, I haven't tried yet, so maybe next time I have a full moon, I might turn into a giant.
I would be very jealous if you could, and I can't.
Yeah,
considering we come from the same people.
Yeah. What they didn't tell you was I was actually they found me from outer space.
Yes, I've been growing up next to a Superman who doesn't have any powers.
Yeah, it's because
except for the 30 minutes after he looks at a full moon, he becomes an inch taller and grows a lot of hair.
Yeah.
He just become Bigfoot. You become Bigfoot for. Imagine being aware of Bigfoot. That'd be funny.
Yeah.
That's why we can't find Bigfoot. It's just people with mystical werebear powers.
Yeah.
There you
for
go.
sure. Yeah.
So you go chase him down in the woods, like, man, it's just a regular dead person.
Yeah, and it's like, no, he was a monkey for like 30 minutes.
He's got a bullet hole. Man, I must have missed my shot real bad.
This last trivia is a spoiler, but I'll go ahead and say it. Like, it's about the whole thing about like Bulma and the others not telling Goku. And then it says, however, Goku finds that out later, which I figure like you would probably figure that out. Like,
yeah, I feel
you
like
probably assume that somebody will have known that and bring it up to him to try to maybe get in his head during a fight.
Things that I do know about in Dragon Ball Z. That is one of the two things. I think I distinctly remember him getting in an ape fight with. I want to say it was Vegeta.
Yeah, that could
like
be.
A giant ape fight. But again, I could also be completely wrong. But I distinctly remember because I have watched people play like the time travel Dragon Ball game.
Yeah.
That's one of the parts of the timeline you have to go back and fix.
Yeah.
Is that fight. So that's the only reason why I know about that. That's one of the very few, like, I watched like one episode of a dude play that game, and that was one of the very few things he did in that episode. So that's the only reason why I know that.
Yep.
Or have an illusion of something like that happening.
Yep. The next one is also a spoiler, but it comes up way sooner, so I'm going to skip it. So that means the last piece of trivia is, in this episode, Bulma is shown for the first time without her vest. She is shown to be wearing a strapless jumpsuit, and that's the last piece of trivia.
Yeah, she's
for the
wearing
last episode of this arc. So, all right, I'm gonna go through a little recap if that's okay. I'm gonna try to recap these last 3 episodes.
They're very beefy episodes.
They're beefy episodes, so I might miss a few things in this recap, and we'll cover it when we get to the review.
I have. I think we both have plenty of notes.
Yeah,
for
I've
these
got
3
like
episodes.
I've almost got like a full note page full.
Yeah, I got.
Looks like I'm apologizing for doing something wrong on Twitter, like the amount of notes I have.
I would like to apologize for calling so and so a bad person. They're actually a terrible. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. But previously on Dragon Ball, our crew has been trapped inside of Emperor Pilaf's castle. They Pilaf decides to finally do something using May's help, and they gas the chamber to find Goku's Dragon Ball. They put them all to sleep, but they accidentally leave the door open, so then Goku and his team can escape. A giant pinball chase ensues, where at the end of it they end up trapped back in the same place they were, and Pilaf is able to summon the dragon at the end of the first episode. Going into the second episode, Goku Kamehamehas the wall, breaks out breaks out Oolong and Puar, and they go down to try to stop Pilaf from making a wish. Oolong is successful in stopping that by granting his own wish, which we'll get into later. And with that, all-out chaos ensues, where they all are getting chased by Pilaf's goons, Shu's dog army, and they all get trapped inside of a glass room, where Goku realizes that he's never looked at the full moon before, and that a giant monster comes out when the full moon comes. Too late to find out for sure, Goku looks into the full moon and finds out that he's the monster and turns into a giant ape.
He doesn't find out.
Or the crew finds out that he is the giant monster, and as he turns into a giant ape at the end of the second episode. In the third episode, it's a chaos battle between giant ape Goku, the crew trying to stay alive, and Pilaf, Shu, and Mei as they try to get back at him for destroying their castle. At the end, the day is saved because Puar cuts off Goku's tail, which turns him back into a boy. He passes out. When he comes to the next morning, he has no memories of that happening, and they all go their separate ways. While Pilaf, Mei, and Shu look like they're probably going to try to rebuild the castle, and
they kind of sprinted away and
true
the horizon.
Yeah,
they'll probably be back. I have a feeling they'll be back.
Yeah, Yamcha and Bulma realize that like they're both of their wishes could just be easily solved if they looked at each other. Oolong is happy with his wish, and Puar is happy that Yamcha is happy. So those four go off to the city to live out the rest of their days, never to be seen again. As Goku flies off on another mission to go meet Master Roshi and learn martial arts from him. And that's what you missed. Yep, and that's what you missed on Dragon Ball. And I'll let you start us off on this review.
So I mean, let's get into episode 11, the pinball episode first. And let me just say, great episode. I mean, let me just say this, to be honest. All three awesome episodes, very chunky,
chock full
of moments,
thick episodes.
Yeah,
with 3 C's.
These are episodes hard to pull your eyes away from. These episodes, because it feels like every time I'd look down to write a note, I'd be like, oh, I gotta like make sure I don't miss anything.
Yeah. There was a couple of times with some of those jokes I had to pause so I wouldn't miss the next line.
I was like, oh wait, give me a second.
Because again, they're chock full. We finally have our A plot and our B plot from this season meeting.
Yeah, we finally have the villains being the villains,
and it's as hilarious. I think I wrote down 3 different one every episode being like Pilaf and crew are the best, and like the best because they're just so funny.
It's like they're the best, and they're also like for the first time we actually get to see them be competent. They are still incompetent, but they're like uncompetently competent.
Yeah, like so Meg gives the plan to like gas the chamber so they can run in there and get the Dragon Ball,
and it works. It works perfectly fine, except that Pilaf just didn't put a gas mask on.
Yeah,
and so then, he also gets conked out.
Yeah, and then Mei and Shu, after they get the Dragon Ball, leave the door open, which causes another problem. But then Pilaf gets a evil villain moment where he gets to play the organ like a crazy person,
while causing a pinball to chase the other group down.
Yeah, and then like Shu doesn't really get a cool moment in this episode, but in the next episode he has his dog army, which is like 8,000 dogs. It seems
which is also a little weird in universe. I feel of having the talking dog control all the like non-fully sentient dogs.
Yeah, the sentient. It's like Goofy and Pluto hanging out.
It's like the weirdness that ensues, where it's like, yeah, Mickey Mouse has a dog that is a pet, but Goofy is a dog that is a person.
Yeah,
it's like it's the same.
Pete is also a dog.
It's basically what it is if Goofy owned Pluto.
Yeah,
make it even weirder.
Yeah. It's like, oh, gosh.
And then multiply them by like a cajillion, because that's how many dogs it feels like we just keep seeing on screen.
Yep. I also put down on my notes to start the debut of Shenron and Great Ape Goku. But I didn't name that in the trivia or the recap. Yeah. But going on to my first note, it was literally, I think it might have been the first sentence spoken, where Pilaf goes, haha, the follow the pink arrow trap works every time. And it's like, oh my gosh, this is great. Like, I was locked in at that point, because it's like, Pilaf, you're my boy.
It literally harkens back to last episode for me, where I was just like there's one of two possibilities. They purposely put it there.
Yeah,
because it was supposed to be a trap, or it was there to help them get through, but they just they was there to help them get through, but they forgot they put it at the end of a trap.
Yeah, I think that was my theory.
they lucked out and it was at the end of a trap anyway.
They forgot which way to go inside this maze of a castle, so they put arrows down. And it just so happens that they ran into a trap.
Yeah, it's like But like, of course, it's really funny to have it confirmed that like it was a purposeful trap. That the arrows were there to do a purpose, and they actually worked purely because Goku was so like they were all so convinced. Like, well, what's the worst that could happen?
No person would actually put a trap underneath a bunch of arrows,
right? Surely not. Especially Goku being so naive and like leading the pack down the arrows.
Yeah. And then I wrote down that like that Pilaf and his crew are still the funniest. This is the first time I said that. Their antics are still just great.
They're great.
Like,
They're hilarious.
I have no issue with them at all as villains. I find them to be like they're not compelling. They're not evil. They're not actually a threat, really. But they are hilarious.
I'll put it out. I've stated a little bit of my intelligence on Dragon Ball. I do know villains. I do know like how serious some of the villains and like some of the situations they find themselves in. Not necessarily in this series, but like in the later like Z's and stuff, where like you start getting villains that are like they not trying to take over the world, they're trying to blow it up and stuff. And it's like having this be the first villain in a series that like escalates to like we're gonna destroy the multiverse level.
Yeah.
It's like it's really funny to come to your like to see the roots of like the first villains were just a group of 3 people just being silly and somehow somewhat succeeding and almost winning.
If you think about it, they went out at the beginning of this episode or the beginning of this saga, and they were like, "We found one Dragon Ball. We are going to get the rest of these, and we are going to summon the dragon, and we're going to make a wish." They got all the way to checkpoint, make a wish, and just stumbled at the finish line.
Pilaf just forgot how to speak English.
Yeah,
I guess I shouldn't say English, but just forgot how to speak.
Yeah,
because he was like, "That's a big dragon," and really scared.
But I will say, out of the 3 episodes, the first one was the funniest episode in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely had the most like funny gaffes, purely because the next 2 episodes were dealing with more serious matters.
Yeah, but we also because we got another Goku not understanding technology one.
Yeah,
he's like, "I bet if I jump through that window, I could get him."
The TV, you idiot.
Yeah,
just yelling shit is like, "It's a TV, idiot."
We get sassy Bulma again, where she gets grabbed for the treatment. Which is just Pilaf blows a kiss and hits her with the wrist face like a.
He's like the smolder. She's like,
Yeah.
"Is that everything? Is that it?" The treatment kind of. I also love how scared of the treatment move.
Yeah, she was like, "Please have a heart. Don't do it, Pilaf."
Not the treatment. No, anything but the treatment. And he just blows a kiss. I'm like, that's the funniest way that could have went.
Yeah,
that's
funny. Better than him. Like they're scared of the treatment, but not of him grabbing them and electrocuting them.
Full transparency. When they said the treatment, I leaned over to Truman and was like, "So he's gonna like tickle her or something, right?"
That I honestly I had forgotten because it's been so long since I've watched this.
It felt so it felt so set up. Like Pilaf is gonna tickle her, and then he blows a kiss. I'm like, that's even funnier.
Yeah,
because the tickling would have gotten awkward just because of like the ages and stuff.
Yeah,
blowing the kiss. Hilarious.
Perfect. Chef's kiss. No,
there's no problem. You can't read any problem into it. It's just a dude blowing a kiss unsuccessfully. It's so great.
And then the next couple of things kind of all tie together for me. I had that like May comes up with the competent plan again. Pilaf messes up the competent plan again because of the whole like she puts the gas in, which we've talked about a couple times now. She's like, "We should put him to sleep with gas," and he's like, "Oh yes, let's give him number yellow 3 or whatever."
Yellow number 3.
Yeah, and then it works, and then he walks and he's like, "Ha ha ha, we're gonna."
And
falls
out.
asleep.
And like I love like what perfectly makes that gag awesome is like they approach it, they walk in, all you see, you never see May and Shu until the moment he gets knocked out, and you see that they're wearing gas masks and they didn't give their boss a gas mask.
And or they like I can definitely theorize they tried to give him a gas mask.
And he's like,
I don't need a gas mask.
Emperor Pilaf doesn't need a gas mask. Gas needs a mask for Emperor Pilaf.
Yeah, and then he walks in and immediately falls asleep. And so, yeah, that's part of it too. And then I put down that they messed up the freaking order in the box, which we brought up in the trivia section.
Yeah, the box.
But that box, that bothered me because it's like they showed it last episode and they had it from 7 to 1 minus 4.
He counted them. That's how he found out it was wrong.
Yeah. And then we look at this one as like 1, 7, 5, 3.
It's like full
2.
transparency. I don't often pick up on like mistakes like that. Like not all the time. Like I'll let them fly, and then someone will point it out to me, and I'll watch the thing again. I'm like, yeah, what happened there?
Yeah,
that one I picked up on that one as soon as I saw the Dragon Balls. I was like, what happened?
I was counting them, and I was like, wait a minute, those aren't in the right order. And that's right when he yelled out about it while we were watching it too.
I was like, as soon as it popped up, I saw 5 next to 1. I'm like, that's not supposed to be there.
Yeah.
Like,
what happened here?
It was like, it was either 5 or 6 next to 1, but one was not where it was supposed to be. And I'm like, what happened?
Yeah, and for me, it's like I'm pretty much the same when it comes to those things. Like, it took until I was sitting down with somebody who had seen the scene in Star Wars where the stormtroopers hit their heads, and being like, it is coming up, be ready, it's going to happen in the background. There it is, for me to see that for the first time. But
I saw it for the first time. I was going through Twitter, and someone posted the clip. I'm like, oh, that's funny.
I had seen that clip, but when I go watch the movie, I couldn't find it in the movie until somebody was like, here you go. This is where it happens. Okay, it is about to happen. Are you watching? All right, got you there now.
Yeah, it's like, it's not very often I'll notice mistakes like that, but it was so obvious. I was like, oh, like a 5-year-old kid could have noticed that if he'd like watched the episodes close enough together.
Yeah, and we had a week apart, so we did it like viewing order where we watched it 1 week at a time on that one.
Yeah.
And then I said nothing wakes Yamcha up faster than a woman's chest, because she's trying to wake up Goku. He kind of hears her, opens his eyes, and he jumps up. It looked like he got shocked with electricity the way he got away from Bulma there.
It's like it's so funny how much you've known for like the entire show. It's like, you guys just wish is standing right in front of you, and then it just keeps having moments like that where it's like, surely Yamcha's got to be getting close to getting over it, right? Like, Yamcha, come on, man. You've seen more of Bulma than you'll ever see on any woman the rest of your life. Get over it, man.
Yeah, and Bulma, you do realize, like, Yamcha's a handsome dude. You could just get with Yamcha.
He's a handsome dude, and like, I feel like your sense of how boys act near hot girls, your sense of entitlement as a hot girl that boys will fall head over heels for.
That's
the way
he's
acting.
Quotation marks he gave there. I don't know if you guys saw that on our our audio medium, but yeah.
I try when I put it in quotations. I try to give a quotations in my language.
I got
but it's just like, she would immediately be like, he likes me. Ooh.
Yeah.
But she was so focused on the Dragon Balls, it took until they were gone
for her to be like, wait a minute.
For her to be like, wait a second.
And the same for Yamcha too, where it's like, wait a minute, I've been getting over my fear this whole time. I never needed the Dragon Balls anyways.
I just needed to be around a pretty girl.
Yeah, I just had to. Actually, exposure therapy works.
Well, sometimes. Exposing certain things to certain people does not work.
So
but
you
exposing
mean
a man,
I'm not supposed to put my hand in a pile of pit vipers right now?
Yeah,
I've literally got my hand in there right now.
Yeah,
right off camera.
I would pull it out.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. You're lucky you didn't get bit. Anyway, podcast has to take a break.
Yeah. Oh.
We got a real Indiana Jones on our hands here now.
And speaking of Indiana Jones, let's get to the pinball of it all. Pilaf has a whole pinball room in his castle.
Well,
How big is his castle?
Not just he has a pinball. Yeah, he does have a pinball room.
Yeah,
but
it's
also
a pinball
built
game,
like a pinball maze that knocks them back into the trap room.
Yeah, it turns into Pac-Man for a minute, where it's like womp 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 womp. But instead of Pac-Man, it's literally the Indiana Jones boulder as a pinball, chasing them around, and he's going Phantom of the Opera on that organ, or Elton John apparently. I have not seen that movie, so I didn't get that reference.
Yeah,
but he's going Elton John on that organ.
I felt like you got most of the references.
Yeah, that was one I didn't get.
I misreferenced the Shirley quote.
Yeah,
I haven't watched Airplane.
Yeah,
but when you brought it up, I'm pretty sure that the way you said it, I was like, gotta be Kareem.
Yeah. And
But,
it's and with it, like the Shirley joke, that's a joke that gets thrown around a lot in a lot of different movies.
Yeah, for me, I thought it was like, don't call me Shirley because she's short, like Shirley Temple.
Yeah.
So I went complete wrong direction.
Yeah, but I've heard the "Don't Call Me Shirley" in other movies referencing Airplane. So I even if I didn't know the reference was from Airplane, I would have known it from other movies.
Else, yeah.
But and then the Indiana Jones reference, but I did not know Elton John was a reference there.
Yeah,
but
never would have picked up on that.
But knowing that, that's great. You know, Elton John being flamboyant and Pilaf being super flamboyant.
Pilaf. If there's anyone you can call flamboyant in this show so far, it is Pilaf.
Yeah. And then Jesse, when they were looking down the hallway, was like, "Oh boy!" When they like run into each other, freeze frame. Wait a minute, we're walking the same way. And this is before before the pinball scene.
This is before the pinball scene. As they like catch each other, I'm like, and he looked at me, and I looked at him.
and then we went to like, oh, this is gonna turn into a Scooby-Doo chase scene, and they faked us out.
It faked out the truth. I was so disappointed. I was like, please give me a Scooby-Doo in the door out the door scene.
Yeah,
but honestly, I love me a good Raiders reference.
Yeah,
so.
And I brought up the fact that Bluey also does Raiders of the Lost Ark from Indiana Jones. They call the game Raiders in that show, where they're like, I want to play the game where you throw the ball down the hallway and say da 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 da, and he's like, oh, you mean Raiders?
Raiders. No Raiders. No, wrong Raiders.
Cleo, no.
Not the Las Vegas
No,
Raiders.
Clear. But then I was just like, I just wrote down, this is fun. Like that whole just extended scene of them getting hit by the pinball and the pinball machine, getting thrown around at points like gravity stops working, where like Bulma and Yamcha are just flying across the screen.
Flying in air.
Yeah, Goku tries to punch it and gets knocked into a wall. Then they get out and they walk in like, oh look, there's the tunnel, and we're like, that's obviously another pinball. And then the other pinball comes out and it turns into Pac-Man for a bit.
I mean, I also love that the pinball actually hurt Goku too. Like when it ran him into the wall as he's running out of the room, he's like, ow, 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 ow.
Yeah.
Like holding the back of his head.
I mean, makes sense. That dude got smushed into a wall by a metal ball.
Well, by probably like a couple ton metal ball.
Yeah.
But it's still just like, oh, something else we found in this show that hurts Goku. Like, there's not many things we found that hurts him so far.
Yeah. It's like an axe to the head.
Gave him like a boo-boo.
Yeah. Bullets. He doesn't seem to find
they
pleasant.
Yeah,
he doesn't seem that they're not pleasant. They're uncomfortable.
They're like a very annoying bug bite.
Yeah.
But like that one, like actually, you saw the knock on the back of his head as he's holding it. It's like that one gave him a shiner.
Yeah, and then we got a Shinron name drop.
Yeah.
Oh wait, first they ended up all of that running, all of that adventuring to try to get away from the room they were in, and they end up in the same exact room that they were in before.
While also the pinball was just crashing through walls.
Yeah,
just destroying all the support for this temple.
Yeah, again,
or palace.
What is Pilaf's palace budget? Because this place has a whole pinball room and does not care that it's getting broken up by a pinball.
Probably at least 5 walls the pinball ran through. At least I didn't count.
Yeah,
but I know at least 5.
And then they end up in the same room. Then we get a Shinron name drop, which was nice. Finally, we finally get a name to the Eternal Dragon.
Good.
And then I wrote down jump scare when the pig when Oolong turned into a bat.
I wrote down a reference that probably no one is going to get. But it's an old like D&D show I watched on YouTube. I haven't been caught up on it in a while. I wrote down Pig Bat King. No one's going to get that. If you get that, I love you. You're awesome. Tell me to catch up on it. I will catch up on it. I'm probably 100 episodes behind. But great. It's like one of the first episodes of that series.
And also, you pointed out that it looked like Oolong's like genitalia was out.
Yeah.
And I think we have decided canonically in our heads that is his belly button.
I don't want to talk about I don't want this episode to be ruined by these episodes to be ruined by any genitalia. That's not Goku's obvious genitalia at the end of episode 13.
But yeah, like
we can give Goku credit because his clothes got ripped off and he became a giant ape.
Oolong's belly button is showing. Is what we are saying. We're putting a definitive stance on it now. That was his belly button.
Even if we're proven wrong, in our minds, we don't want to be. So don't try to.
Yeah. But like either way, it was an absolute jump scare to me. I was like, like when it happened.
Oh, I forgot that happened.
Yeah. And then again, Shinron's here at the end, and I wrote again that Pilaf's crew are still the funniest group
They're
available.
funny. They're so great. I'm interested to see who becomes the villain of the next saga and how long it is.
Yeah.
It's intriguing because I mean, it's like again we have that theory that it's 13 episodes because they originally bought 13 episodes, but like, who knows what happens?
I would like to think because I've been trying to like research a bit, that the rest of the sagas, the rest of the arcs, are nowhere near as short as this. Like, I think the next shortest one is like a 30 episode arc. Like it doesn't.
It tends to be true.
Yeah, it's not like it's
which just gives more credence to the thought process we're having of like they had to have been bought for like 12, 13, like they might have been bought originally for 12. He's like, let me add a 13th in the creation process or something.
Yeah, like
and
as it's coming out, they're like, okay, you ended on a cliffhanger on 12. We'll give you a 13th because this is gangbusters over here,
or something along those lines. Like, in the creative process, it became 13, and then they immediately bought way more.
Yeah,
even before the 13th came out, so they added the cliffhanger at the end of 13.
And the rest is history.
Yeah, well, I mean, for all intents and purposes, if it was originally bought for 13 episodes,
those were a good 13
these
episodes.
These are a great 13 episodes. They obviously, everyone else at the time in Japan and eventually across the world believed they were a great 13 episodes because look at how far this was made in, you said the
1980s.
Yeah, this is made in the 80s, and we are still getting new Dragon Ball content in the year of our Lord 2025.
Yeah.
So
Daima just ended like a couple months ago.
There are games constantly coming out for Dragon Ball. There is more manga.
I think there's a Daima movie in production, if I remember.
There's tons of movies still being produced.
And a second season that's been greenlit for that already.
So, I mean, like, it is one of the most popular IPs worldwide, I would say top 10 IP worldwide, right? Especially still right now.
Yes,
it's insane.
Sure. I agree with that 100%.
So, for all intents and purposes, you watch these 13 original episodes, this first saga, and you're like, I get it immediately upon watching all of them. Like, it's understandable.
Yeah, you said that after the first 2 episodes, where you're like, yep,
it's great.
This makes sense.
It makes sense why it's so popular.
Yeah.
It's easy to love, hard to hate, I think. Yeah. The only justifiable reason you could hate it is because you just hate animation as a medium. I mean, in both cases. In that case, I want to know who hurt you. Yeah. To like not love the whimsy of animation, but to each their own. That's the only feasible way, or that you just haven't watched it and you chose to hate it because it's popular.
Yeah, or like I used to work with kids, and a lot of those kids that I worked with would say, "Ooh, I hate anime." Like anime, as in like Japanese animation. Yeah. But they would watch like Disney movies or whatever, or watch Disney.
Like it's the same thing. It's just from over there.
Yeah, but they would be like, "Ooh, I hate this," and it's like before, and it's like, "Have you ever watched any?" And they'd be like, "No, I just hate it." And it's
like, give it a chance.
Yeah, and that's what I would try to tell them is like, there's like
there's a whole universe.
Yeah, and this is getting into like a different conversation, completely off track. But like my whole thing with it is that like there is an anime out there for everyone.
Yeah,
like
no matter how silly or serious or dumb that you want your viewing experience to be, there is something like if you want crazy idea. There's literally a show that's just being a vending machine in a in a dungeon. Yeah, it's out there. It's there. You can watch it. You can read it.
There are crazy off-the-wall stories. There are sci-fi stories. There are fantasy stories.
There are grounded stories.
There are slice-of-life stories. Yeah. There are slice-of-life stories that are funny. There are slice-of-life stories that are serious.
There's slice-of-life stories that are sad.
There are soap operas. Like, there are sports fiction. If you like sports fiction.
There's a insurmountable amount of sports.
And then you do have like superhero shows like Dragon Ball, which I know it's not superhero, but like it's that vein. That's what it kind of
My Hero. Kind of some newer stuff. Kaiju number 8. That's a great show to watch.
Yeah,
I know it's mainstream and some people hate watching mainstream anime, but it's out there. You can watch it. Solo Leveling. People are loving that.
I love Solo Leveling.
I love it too.
My first show was I can't think of the name of it. it's like an '80s one. It's the jazz theme one where they're playing like jazz music all the time. Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, that was the first one I ever watched.
That one is fantastic.
Well, actually, it's the second one I ever watched because the first one I ever watched was I saw episodes here and there on Toonami, and then you showing me My Hero was the first one I ever.
That was probably
watched,
the first one you ever fully committed to finishing.
And then I immediately was like, "Ooh, Cowboy Bebop looks good," and then that intro to that one was like hooked me immediately.
Yeah, I've heard Cowboy Bebop's great.
But there's just so many different genres out there because it's just a style of making a show.
Yeah,
it's not the like when you hear anime, you probably
think of fan service.
You think of Naruto, Dragon Ball.
You think of taking 20 episodes to complete one simple like go grab the pineapple from the pineapple tree right outside of town quest.
Yeah.
You know? You think of those like the really bad cliches, but get out there. Watch something. I mean, obviously, if you're listening to this podcast, you probably enjoy anime enough to click on us,
or you at least enjoy us enough to, or you're curious
or
enough
to join us.
Join us, or you like us enough to listen to us.
Yeah, but like, so you know, we might be preaching to the choir here. But if this clip ever gets out to anybody else, if it ever goes mainstream enough that people listen, this is our beg to you. You know, Crunchyroll has plenty of stuff out there. Like I know it's a streaming service, Boo streaming service. There's plenty of stuff on there just to discover for free. Netflix. I know a lot of people have Netflix. There is stuff out there. Watch it. Have fun.
Yeah, they have a whole spot on Netflix that's just anime.
For anime.
And a lot of those animes are ones you can get on Crunchyroll, but they're just on Netflix. Like I think all of Naruto is on Crunchyroll right now.
The best argument
on Netflix right now.
The best argument I can give for people who are like, I hate anime, is like ask them, have they watched, and you know it's a Western style one, but have you ever watched any of the Avatar: The Last Airbender stuff?
Yeah.
If you have watched a Western anime style show.
Yeah.
Like you have watched Baby's first anime.
Yeah.
Get out there and watch your true first one.
But first of all, that's no disrespect to Avatar:
No
Last
disrespect,
because that show is almost perfect.
That show is fantastic. But I'm just saying, it was and is a lot of people in the U.S. specifically. First introduction to anime as a possible medium because it is it is a love child from Western animation to anime and Japanese animation. So if you've watched that and you've enjoyed it even to a little bit, give yourself the opportunity to love some of the best things. Like anime has some of the best storylines I've watched in a very long time.
Yeah, and there, like
if you find the right ones,
there's pieces, there's puzzle pieces, and there's genres, just like there is genres for other movies and TV shows. Like there are like hospital shows, like Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah, there's medical dramas.
Made anime. Like there's all sorts of ones.
A great one is like there's like a House MD style anime joke that's been going around. Yeah, because one of those anime like that came out recently. So like just get out, give yourself a chance to enjoy something that might change your life. And I know like it was viewed as nerdy when we grew up. Yeah, it's less so me than you. Yeah, but like and as you get further and further down, people are like just watch anime.
I know like right now on Netflix, like the #1 movie in the world is K-pop Demon Hunters, and that's basically an anime movie. Yeah, like it's all intents and purposes, it's an anime musical.
It's Sony Animation doing what they do best, which is being an animation studio. Yeah, it's Sony being an animation studio and being really good at it.
Yeah, but that is for all intents and purposes an anime movie.
Taking an Asian storyline, an Asian story, and making it for everyone across the globe. Yeah, it's fantastic. So much so that it's having a limited U.S. movie theater release in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, so and I am taking the girls to that because they love that movie.
You going up? And
yeah. And then so to get us back on track because we kind of got off on like a 8-minute tangent, which I'm fine with. Like, don't apologize.
We knew this was gonna be a long episode. Yeah. So I guess we kind of lost we knew it was gonna be like an hour and a half anyways. What's 8 minutes of telling people to go watch anime?
That is our first act interlude for now we're moving into act 2 where we're talking about the
trying to get back on track.
I'll bring up my first note. When pigs fly, I chuckled at that because it's like when pigs fly.
I love it.
And then I love that Pilaf's inner monologue, his dream is to be a little dictator in the Middle East of all places.
Yeah, in the
Like,
middle of nowhere.
I hate to say that they're playing it like it's in the Middle East, but like he lives in the middle of a desert, and then everyone who shows up to his party is either like his crew or a bunch of like people dressed stereotypically Middle Eastern.
Yeah, they're not shying away from it. Which I'm trying to think at a time that this would have been coming out. What turmoil was going on out there?
We had the like in the 80s was when the Iran Contra stuff started happening.
Yeah, I think so.
So like maybe like that was maybe
that's where Akira might have been looking at it.
Yeah. My next note also talking about that dream sequence is like, wait, is Pilaf supposed to be like a nod to like Kim Jong Un, Kim Jong Il, whichever one it was at that point, like a tiny little crybaby dictator from North Korea.
Yeah, I mean that's another possibility. It's like it does feel like, I mean, at that time it would have been Kim's father.
Kim Jong Il, I think that's the name, right?
I think it's Il.
Yeah.
Who arguably was worse than his son.
Yeah.
As far as like actually being a really big threat. His son's way more of a crybaby.
Yeah. Maybe it was
not trying to insult him or anything, don't put me on the radar. But like I think most people who grew up around, especially now, like we don't pay that much attention because we got tons of other problems in America right now.
Maybe it is Kim Jong Un as like a kid in the 80s.
I mean, he would have been about that age. He just doesn't like basketball, so I mean that's not right.
Yeah, well, we don't. Well,
we haven't seen Dennis Rodman yet.
We don't have his opinion on basketball yet because we have not seen basketball.
Maybe Pilaf is balling.
Yeah, maybe he's got like a basketball court along with his pinball.
Maybe Pilaf balling.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Do you have any notes that I have skipped over? I know I've been kind of hogging the notes section.
Yeah. I mean, I pointed out, like, I mean, the dragon is as big as you'd expect the dragon to be. He's ginormous.
And that's at the end of the first episode, and it looks cool in that.
End of the first episode, beginning of the second. I kind of put it at the beginning of the second. The main thing I wanted to point out from for the second episode, episode 12, was like, it's another great example of like Goku just being a hero. Is like everyone else is like flipping out, giving up. Like Yamcha, Bulma, even Oolong and Puar for a little bit are just they're like, it's a lost cause. We lost, and Goku's still back there, kamehamehing, and like trying to break out of the prison, trying to save the day.
Yeah,
it's like he doesn't give up, and it's exactly what you want your hero to do, especially a hero in today's day and age. Like back then in the 90s, the early aughts, the teens to now, you just want your hero to have that never say die attitude.
Yeah.
And it's so refreshing to see it done so just like it should be an everyday thing. Yeah. in a world right now where it's like doesn't feel like that. Yeah. You don't feel like that. But it's great. I mean, it's nice. It's refreshing to see a hero who is pragmatically a hero.
Yeah, he's even though he's facing his like fatal flaw at this point, his insatiable appetite.
Yeah,
he is still going all out, even though the waves are getting weaker and weaker. He's still chipping away at that wall to try, and eventually he does break through.
Yeah, he does break
through. They can get through.
Of course, that is like right as Oolong saves the day.
Segue. Oolong saves the day.
Oolong having a redeemable moment.
The hero's journey for Oolong.
Well, I mean, I guess we should put it in air quotes as redeemable.
We will not say that at all yet. He is the absolute hero.
He's the
best. If it wasn't for him, Pilaf would have been the dictator throughout the world.
The best.
And this show would never have happened. But we do have to bring out the point that Oolong saving the day did involve another pervy moment where he wishes for the most comfortable pair of underwear, and the dragon, I guess, reading his mind, realizes what he wanted and gives him.
I want to give him a bit of the doubt, and it's like a genie situation, and the dragon's like, ha ha ha, pair of woman's underwear.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess he did say, "Be careful what you wish."
Be careful what you wish for, but Oolong, it's like, be careful what you wish for. I'm gonna play a prank on this pig, but it turns out the pig doesn't care because pig's also kind of perverted. Yeah. So he's like, I'm just gonna wear them on my head. Yeah, they're awesome. I mean, to be fair, at that point, anything's better than Pilaf becoming the supreme ruler of the world.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess we can let him slide. We
Yeah,
could
we can let
it
that one slide no matter what the reasoning behind it being ladies' underwear is.
Whether it's
Because
reading the line.
canonically, those underwear have never been worn by a single person. They are just the most comfortable pair of underwear ever,
Yeah.
and everyone knows
They're-
the most comfortable pair of underwear is the pair of underwear you have never worn yet.
Yeah. The most comfortable pair of underwear is the next pair of underwear you buy at a store.
Exactly. And so, like, he did save the day, and we got to give the pig his props this time.
Yeah.
Oolong coming in clutch
It's like-
when no one else could get there.
At the very end, when it all, everyone's backs against the wall, Oolong was a hero.
Yep. And he also did it kicking and screaming the whole time, where he's like, I don't want to be the hero. I hate being this. I want to run away from this thing, but it's up to me to save the day. And still does it,
Yeah.
Which, that's what a hero does. Speaking about our anthology of heroes, Oolong might be the best hero for today.
Oolong's the hero of the moment. You can definitely say that. Like Oolong is, he's an interesting character. He's hard to love at times, and he's easy to laugh at many other times.
Yeah. And I also,
but when the going got tough, and when someone needed to step up, that pig stopped being a scaredy cat and
begrudgingly became a
hero.
It might have been against his will, begrudgingly and angry, but he did it. And that's all we got to say is we're grateful for you, Oolong. You were a real one.
Hero step up. Hero step up when the time calls. Now, it'll be interesting to see what happens in the rest of the show if he is a recurring character. I'm assuming I hope he does. As much as, like, he's easy to hate.
Yeah.
It's also, he does produce some funny moments.
Yeah.
Incongruent with everybody else, he does produce funny things that aren't just the whole yelling piggy at him and making him poop himself.
He makes a lot of funny offhanded jokes to people.
He has some good one-liner moments.
Yeah, some good zings.
Yeah. So I hope he comes back.
The next thing I had was Shu has a dog police, like hundreds of dogs.
Hundreds of thousands of dogs.
And we talked about that a little bit before, how weird it is that the sentient dog has the control of hundreds of other dogs.
It's funny to think about.
And that he blows a dog whistle, which you would think would drive him insane as well. But all it does is summon 8 million dogs.
A cajillion of dogs descending on
an infinite amount of dogs.
Which also, by the way, who's feeding all the dogs?
Yeah, well, I mean, we've already decided that Pilaf has $8 trillion, Dragon Ball dollars, apparently. Because he has a whole pinball room and a headcanon basketball basketball court.
They probably have an auto, they have an entire room of chefs preparing dog meals.
I like
conveyor belting them down a line.
See, I like the idea that it's Back to the Future, where Doc Brown has the Einstein feeder, where every morning at 8 o'clock it immediately cuts open a can of dog food and it just drags it across the way. It's one of those weird machines where it knocks a brick
Rube
over.
Goldberg.
Yeah, Rube Goldberg. It knocks the thing over, and then all of a sudden the can of food plops into the food bowl. Yeah. And it's that, but for I 8 trillion dogs.
I think it's that. I like to think that it's that too, but also it's there's someone at the end of it, or it could be that, it could be a conveyor belt was you just chop up a bunch of raw chicken in a kitchen and just throw it on a conveyor belt and let the dogs go at it like it's a crappy zoo.
Yeah, I mean it could be a number of things.
I mean they're very mad, so maybe don't get fed every day.
Yeah, they're hungry. That's what it is. He starves the dogs, dog army, so that every time they need to set out the 8 quadrillion dogs that they have at their disposal,
they just make sure when they blow the whistle, they also spread lettuce pheromones so they don't get bit.
Yeah.
Instead of putting bacon grease on them.
We also again had Goku's fatal flaw to this point show up.
Just hunger.
His hunger.
Yeah, I mean it's going back to him saving the world, trying to be a hero still.
Yeah.
It's he used so much energy that he was so hungry he couldn't move.
Yeah. At one point, literally,
Yamcha has to pick him up.
Yeah.
And move him because he was so hungry. And it's it just goes to show you he wasn't going to stop. He wasn't going to take no for an answer.
Yeah.
You can't save the world. No, he's going to. He's going to do everything he can.
Yeah, he's going to do everything in his power to save
I love him. It's great. He's such an easy hero to root for.
Yeah.
And it's refreshing to have that.
And I love the Goku fastball special by Yamcha,
Yeah.
where the dog squad shows up and Yamcha's like, well, I know this guy's basically indestructible, so I'm just going to throw him.
Yeah, he throw him and tell him, "Hey, Goku, food."
Yeah.
and
And
they
then
turn to like a chicken
Yeah,
leg.
Goku sees him as food, and he's like, oh, I'm going to destroy
Yeah,
this
you go
food.
beat him up. And then what sucks is he doesn't get to eat any of them.
Yeah.
Because
I
Yamcha
actually
has
wrote
to
that
run
down.
with
It's
him.
like, is Goku about to eat the dogs? It's supposed to take a dark turn where, like, Shu's like, okay, dogs, how's everybody doing? And he's just a Goku.
It's like,
with
and it was like Shu's taking a head count like 799, 700 and 800 and 801, 802. Oh, there's supposed to be 805. Where's the other three?
And
it's
he
just
looks over and goes, and it's like, oh boy, oh no,
oh, good heavens! Like,
oh boy.
oh boy, this isn't Disney related. But no, it's like I am glad he didn't eat them, but for Goku's
Yeah.
sake, he didn't get any food out of that.
Yeah, except for that, I guess they do go to the throne room. Maybe he ate a little bit there.
Yeah, maybe
after Yamcha
yeah.
absolutely
Flipped the
atomizes
table.
3 dogs
Yeah.
underneath that table. That table just like they evaporated when it.
We haven't seen many people die, or I think we've seen anybody die in this show so far, but we might have seen some dogs.
Yeah, because that table landed on top of them. And
Unless
they
it was heavy enough to
disappeared.
push them under the ground because the ground was weak or something.
Yeah.
They're dead. They're
But we
done.
didn't hear like a crash sound effect of
Yeah.
like the ground falling out. Those dogs, canonically in my head, disappeared
Yeah.
at that point. They ceased to exist from the weight of that table.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? It's up to your interpretation.
And overarching through these like these first 2 episodes of this trilogy of episodes we watched, the constant cuts to the full moon. For me, knowing what the full moon means to like Goku and those kinds of people, it was very foreshadowing. I pointed
Yeah.
that out in my notes because I didn't notice it really until the 2nd episode. I was like, man, they keep cutting to the full moon. That's such foreshadowing. Which, I mean, we found out in the next episode, or at the end of
Yeah,
this
I
episode.
did. I actually completely missed all of that foreshadowing.
Yeah, well, because
I do feel like it's a foreshadowing you put in for multiple viewings of the episode,
yeah, it's like
where you can go back. It's like it's one of those like if people are gonna watch this a couple times over and over again, they're gonna pick up on smaller, bigger and bigger things. Like
and the first time I saw Dragon Ball, I didn't know that the full moon turned them into giant monkeys. But like watching it this time and watching it with the girls last time when I watched it, seeing the full moon, I was like, oh, so this is what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's like,
oh, okay. They're showing the full
it's
moon
cool to
a
know that.
lot. They've shown it maybe like 12 times in those first 2 episodes, just in like establishing shots of the area, or they would cut to it in between transitional scenes and all of that stuff. And so like all of those moon shots, I just looked at it and was like, ooh, this is like some good foreshadowing of them just being like establishing shot to the moon, or transition from the moon to the Dragon Balls, or from the Dragon Balls into the moon. The moon got cut. When Shenron gets summoned, we see it from the full moon, and then the clouds coming in because like the giant storm happens every time the dragon shows up.
Yeah, it's like it's cool to know that. Have you be able to point that out to me because I did not notice. I didn't pick up on the moon shots.
Yeah,
because like,
and
to me it's just like transition shots.
Yeah,
It's
they just
normal.
if you don't know that the moon is important to the transformation, like you wouldn't think anything.
You're just like, oh, it's at night, and it's probably easy to animate the moon as a transition shot. You know, it's like
a stationary thing you can clip onto.
Yeah, as like a transitioning to the next moment.
Yeah,
to the next moment.
But
so you don't think about it.
But if you do know that the full moon is an important thing, then it's like they're showing the moon a lot right before this transition happens.
Yeah, that's one of those cool details. Where it's like, you know what? I'm glad you've watched this before, so you could pick up on stuff like that I couldn't. That's awesome.
The next note I had was that's gonna suck when Pilaf was naming off how they're gonna die. It's like, oh, you're gonna sit down there all day, and then I'm gonna eat you tomorrow when you roast alive.
Yeah, I'm about to say that's a horrifying way to go out.
Yeah, it's like the moment the wish is gone, Pilaf's like, all right, hands, like gloves are off. I'm going full supervillain now.
It's like Pilaf, you're supposed to be funny.
You're trapped in a glass prison in the middle of the desert, and you are going to die in the morning.
It's like, welcome to my own bronze bull.
Yeah,
like or brazen bull, I think is what it's called.
And it's like, yeah, he went full evil towards the end of these episodes.
And I mean, to be fair, it's nice to see him be a villain, but it's also just like Pilaf, you can't say that.
You were the funny guy. How are you turning into the pure villain?
Yeah, man, they got real bad. That escalated real quickly.
Yeah. And then
That got really good out of hand fast.
the next thing that happens in the episode is they're all sitting there, and Goku regales them with the story of the monster from the full moon, the monster that killed his grandpa. And then, oddly enough, he talks about how his grandpa told him never look at the full moon. And then everyone else is realizing, like, okay, so the monster that killed his grandpa is obviously Goku.
Obviously, Goku.
And then they're like, Goku, have you looked at the moon? Did you look the night your grandpa died? Did you look at the moon? He's
Yeah, I did before I fell asleep.
I think I did right before I fell asleep.
Yeah.
And they're like, did you see the monster? He's like, no, I was asleep the whole time. They're like, wait a minute.
Dude, how do you sleep through an entire monster destroying your house and killing your grandpa?
It was really weird. I woke up 8 miles from home. And so this is, again, another...
Had a rash on my foot.
It's different than a Superman, but, like, it's a Superman illusion as well. Because, like, it's not canonical to the original Superman origins that, like, Pa Kent dies. But, like, it's one of those that's, like, been adapted so many times that, like, it's almost, like, needs to be in there that, like, Pa Kent dies.
Yeah.
And
to differing ways. I know.
Yeah, it matters on the adaptation on how. Sometimes it's a heart attack.
I know the most iconic, funny one
is the
him
Man of
dying.
Steel one where Kevin Costner says, "Don't save
me from the tornado. Let me die.
Don't save me from this thing you could
It's
easily
like
me
the
from."
Into the Spider-Verse. It's a canon event.
Yeah,
it's a canon event. Superman, you can't save me.
Yeah, but my favorite version of it is Smallville, where Pa Kent dies in a car accident while Clark is at a prom. And he grabs him and runs him to the Fortress of Solitude and is like, take anything you want from me, but don't take him. It's like a really emotional, sweet scene. But like that being like an impetus behind, like a driving force behind him being Superman for the first time, and a lot of different versions of Superman.
It is a great cliche origin story, but it's a cliche for a reason. It works. It's emotional. It attaches you. I mean, Spider-Man's another iconic person dies.
When Uncle Ben
dies, it's great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah, well, no, that's not even the line. It's,
I know.
With great power, there has to be great responsibility.
Yeah, the Mandela affected myself.
Yeah.
But that it's that classic moment where it's like the person there that taught you how to be a good person is gone. So now you have to carry on the legacy of being a good person. Yeah. And that's what Goku is doing right now. Yeah. Granted, he doesn't know that he was the reason the good person died.
Yeah. But, and I mean, a lot of times the person, I mean, I guess it's alluding to Spider-Man. The reason why Uncle Ben dies is because of Spider-Man.
Inadvertently.
Well, yeah, it wasn't like he killed him, but it's like his actions of not stopping the mugger causes his grandpa to die.
It's one of those things where it's like, more often than not, some of the best ways to do that origin story is because you lost your responsibility on your powers, or something happened, your powers went wrong, your loved one has died. Now you're kind of like pseudo repenting for that by being as good of a person as you can be.
Yeah, you have to live with that from now on, and what does that do to a person?
And to some people it can make you a villain. To the people you want to root for, it makes them better in the long run. For Goku, you don't know it yet, but I'm sure that'll be a great couple of episodes when he has to deal with the realization on that.
Yeah, and I also just love the fact that, like, for Goku, all he has is the good memories because he never had to deal with a bad memory on that. He just woke up and the grandpa was gone, and just knowing Goku, he probably he mourned him. Obviously, he had like a shrine set up to him in the house.
Yeah, with the Dragon Ball,
and everything.
Which I mean, at this point, maybe Ape Goku found the Dragon Ball maybe without Grandpa. I mean, we don't know. We don't know how the Dragon Ball got in possession fully. We just know Grandpa gave it to him. So did he give it to him before Great Ape moment, or was it like when he found his Grandpa, the Dragon Ball was on Grandpa, and that was his final gift or something?
Yeah, or whatever it is. And I don't, as far as I can remember, not spoiling, I don't think we ever go back there unless it's in a movie.
Back to that memory.
Yeah, back to those moments and stuff.
Yeah,
but. I like the idea that Goku is blissfully ignorant to the fact that he's the cause of his grandpa dying.
Yeah, I mean, ignorance can sometimes be bliss.
And that means that, he is just, he's able to go about being a hero because that's what his grandpa taught him to do. But now he has
without dealing with the emotional burden of knowing that he's the reason why Gohan's gone.
Like, part of the reason why Superman becomes Superman is in the moments where Pa Kent dies is because Pa Kent died and he didn't do anything to stop it from happening. So now I'm going to stop every bad thing from happening.
Yeah.
Or,
I'm going to save every life I can.
Yeah. Or, in Spider-Man, the great power, there must be great responsibility line. It's like, he internalizes the fact that he's the reason Uncle Ben is dead, and so therefore he must stop every other crime from happening. Goku is just like, my grandpa told me to be a good person, and so I'm going to be a good person without any of the problems or the baggage that come with the death of it.
And I'm going to carry on that legacy postpartum.
Yeah, and
postmortem, sorry.
And also he was, not postpartum, postmortem. But also he's such a small child when it happened compared to like Clark or Peter, the ones we're referencing here.
So it's like It's definitely one of those things. I'm like, we don't know the exact age of. I mean, we don't think you have like estimates.
I think somebody had looked it up. My girlfriend, who's been listening, she looked it up, and I think she said that he's 12 at this moment.
At this moment, okay.
Yeah.
He looks a lot younger than that.
And that's what I told her. I was like, he feels like a grade schooler, but like, she said he's
but
like 12.
I guess when you live out in the woods, and you don't have education, your outlook on life will be that of someone younger than you.
Yeah, I mean, even
because a lot of outlook between elementary schooler and middle school age, like 12, is the fact of you've been in school for long enough, your intelligence has developed enough, and your worldview and understanding has developed enough that you start to act that age. If you're in a situation where you probably haven't been with your grandpa for, I mean, if he's 12, I mean, what are we thinking? 4 years, maybe? A couple years?
I think he had said at one point that it's only been a few months since his grandpa passed away.
Okay.
Like maybe like a half a year at most is what I'm thinking.
But then in that case, I guess my thought process breaks down a little bit.
But it's still true to a point. Like he's
not been around civilization, so he's not aged in the civilization appropriate manners.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah. And, like, from my knowledge of, like, the way trauma affects people and living on the land, not saying that his grandpa traumatized him or anything, but, like, living on the land and living out in nature brings a different set of skills to you where you're not going. Yeah. And it could also, trauma, and I'm not saying Goku's traumatized.
I mean, trauma in the fact of, like, you've lost the one person in your life that you ever interacted with.
I'm saying for the size and stuff, and maybe the size has to do with it, like, him not being from Earth. Obviously, like we know that. And Jesse knows that too. But like him not being
maybe he comes from a race that just ages slowly.
Yeah, like it's like, oh, you stay the same size for a little bit, and then all of a sudden you just shoot up to like normal size.
You get like 30 years old and you're 6'7".
Yeah,
6'7", built 280, just built solid as a rock.
Yeah, and then
start shooting lasers out of your eyes and stuff.
Yeah, and my favorite thing is that like it's like, okay, so we set up this really scary thing that might happen with Goku, and it immediately happens next, and he turns into the giant monkey or the great ape as they call it. He's giant gorilla looking thing.
Yeah, I think it was like what were they calling it in the subtitles? They were calling him Ape Goku.
Yeah, Great Ape Goku is the name that they wrote down on the Dragon Ball wiki about it. And with that, that's where we're gonna leave this episode at, because that's just a great cliffhanger to leave this episode on.
Yeah, totally not gonna talk about the next episode.
Anyways, now I'm talking about the next episode. And I was just saying, Goku don't care when he's in this mood. He is just going full smash mode on this whole.
I think it's very obvious that there are some control issues in this mode.
Yes.
That may come with age within the alien race that Goku is.
Yeah, I think it mainly just comes like this form is just like a rage monster. Yeah. It's kind of like, so like again, we're thinking of illusions for people who haven't watched this but have watched other stuff. Think like,
references.
Yeah, references. Think of like the way Bruce Banner is when he turns into the Hulk normally.
Yeah.
Like the main thing you think of is giant monster that wants to destroy everything.
Yeah.
Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, werewolf. I think is a pretty easy one.
Lycanthropy.
Where you
I think I've made a joke earlier in the show.
Yeah,
like in the podcast where it's like werebears, Bigfoot, things like that. Where it's like it's a full moon transformation.
Yeah,
it's It's
that,
kind of just
that
a
feels
rare giant ape.
Yeah, and that feels like the best reference is that it's like a werewolf.
Yeah,
like
where you lose all control of your body until the sun goes down.
Yeah, like the class.
Or the sun comes back.
Yeah, like the classic werewolf too, not like the Twilight werewolves where they can change at will or whatever.
Or like what is it? Werewolf, kind of sort of werewolf by night.
No, werewolf by night.
Oh, he has control. Yeah.
He loses control at I think it's when he's exposed to the moon and that as well.
Yeah.
But
like when you think of classic werewolf lore, you think of just going and mauling and going just crazy for however long the moon is up,
and then waking up with instant regret. But in this case, Goku doesn't.
Or waking up with instant regret / not waking up not knowing what, because there are some lores in which you wake up and you don't know what you've done.
And that's more Goku's the waking up amnesia.
Yeah, like he's more of that. I think even in classic werewolf lore, like most werewolves classically don't know they're werewolves
unless they maybe wake up around their prey
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
But more often than not, you wake up, you have no idea what you did. No recollection. It is a complete opposite. Like werewolf lore is kind of what Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde is based off. Kind of, sort of the same with Hulk and Banner.
Yeah.
Like it's based off of those lores, and they just build on it as like a comic book character.
Yeah, and I would actually push back on that a little bit and saying that like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde might be based off of the werewolf thing, but then the Hulk is based off of that.
Dr.
So it's like a
Jekyll,
copy of a
but
copy.
I'm saying that's the lineage that it is taken into the modern day.
Let me get a little anal a little bit, but
yeah, hey, I'm gonna be real with you. It had the same basis.
Yeah. And then my next note is just that Pilaf and the crew remain the best.
They're so funny.
Like the whole building is coming down, and they're like
Pilaf is asleep.
And Shu and Mayweather was like, man, Pilaf is snoring really loud again. This is so annoying.
It's like an earthquake.
And again, by the way, they sleep in the same room together.
They sleep in the same room, but Pilaf obviously has the best bed.
Yeah,
it's like
they're sleeping on like cots.
They're sleeping on like a twin bed cut in half.
Yeah, and he's sleeping on like the princess, lifted bed frame, the
royalty
canopy.
bed. Yeah.
And then Yamcha being the respectful king is my next note, because it's like, okay, so Bulma is hurt, and he waits until he gets enthusiastic consent multiple times before he even touches her. And I know it's not played like that; it's played as like, oh no, I'm freaking out. Okay, I gotta do it. But like, I saw it as like enthusiastic consent. He is a respectful king.
Yamcha is based.
Yeah,
as the kids say.
And we said that before in one of the other episodes.
He is of all of the male characters that have interacted with Bulma specifically, but just like other females of appropriate age in this show, he is the most respectful. Granted. The only thing holding Goku back in that category is the crotch slapping of everybody. But granted, he does that also to other guys.
Yeah, he's inappropriate no matter what. He doesn't understand. He doesn't have yet.
He doesn't understand cultural norms.
Yeah,
but of a person with a cultural understanding, the most respectful person is Yamcha, definitely 100%.
Yes. Do you have any more that you wanted to talk about? Because the rest of it is just cool fight scene. You should watch it for me.
I basically just said like Pilaf does not care. Like he did not want to wake up.
Yeah, I definitely clocked the King Kong energy.
Oh, it was heavily on the King Kong stuff. There's a lot of that OG King Kong references, which is really cool, really nice.
Yeah.
Let me see.
I don't think it wasn't on the Dragon Ball wiki, but I even think like the sound, the plane sound in that effect is like the same sound from the original King Kong.
Like the OG. The thing I got over is like as you like pointed out, where it's like Yamcha, like get over it, come on, she's giving you consent, pick her up, run.
Yeah.
And then when he puts her down, he's like, oh my god, I touched a girl and I'm fine. I'm like, yeah, Yamcha, you did it. You touched a girl and you're fine, Yamcha. You did it.
Good job.
You're good.
Man.
You didn't die. You didn't die of cooties.
Yeah. And then the next things I guess I had was like, is Goku dead? Nope, he's just angry. When they like actually like effectively knock him down for a minute.
Yeah, like no, he had to catch his breath.
Yeah, and then Pilaf jumping on his tail, which I like that the tail is another weak point for him, where like they're jumping on his tail, and that's what immediately enrages him to turn red.
Yeah,
where he's like, "Oh, I'm very mad now.
Yeah,
I was only slightly mad before."
I am going to kill you.
Yes, and then I wrote down that Yamcha remains the smartest guy ever because he's the one who comes up with the plan
To cut off the tail.
I mean, it starts out first of all with the Wolf Fang fist against a bunch of rocks to make a sword that immediately breaks because it's made of rubble rock. But
hey, you know what? It's a good try.
Plan A,
we can applaud it.
If at first you don't succeed, hug the tail and cause him to whimper, and then try again with Plan B. Puar, use your shape-shifting to help me out here. She cuts off the tail. Goku goes back down to nothing.
I mean, we should state a lot of that is happening because Ape Goku has picked up Bulma in a Godzilla reference, not a Godzilla,
or in a
King Kong reference.
Yeah.
Man, why did I say Godzilla?
Well, it's because King Kong's like it's like the Americanized version of Godzilla.
Well, technically, King Kong came out first.
Okay, but still.
It came out first. Came out in 36.
Okay.
I think.
But still.
It was in the 30s, and Godzilla came out after the war. So.
Yeah. But still. In modern day media, King Kong is a reference to Godzilla, even though... I mean, that's like being like, well, actually, Deadpool came out before Deathstroke.
Actually.
And it's like, okay, but still, they're... we can
say... They both nod at each other.
Yeah.
They're the same character.
They both use swords, are basically invincible because of plot / like characteristics. The only difference between Deathstroke and Deadpool are that Deadpool's snarky while Deathstroke is a
serious person.
And also a person that should not be walking around the streets of the world because of his questionable morals when it comes to children. And then the rest of the episode is, they finally cut Goku's tail off. He transforms back to a person. Then we kind of wrap up the rest of this saga. Everyone decides, Pilaf and gang run off to the hills to never be seen again. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah.
Then we have everyone saying their goodbyes. Bulma and Yamcha being like, "Oh man, we'll have to wait till next year to get our wishes of a boyfriend or being cool around girls." And then it's like, wait a minute. You could be my boyfriend.
Like, what is
and wait a minute, I'm not uncomfortable around you.
What is that? What's that TikTok sound where it's like, they run into each other, like, my pot, your pot, what? And then they like get together, like, and then it's literally that. It's like, my relationship, your relationship.
Yeah. And then of course Puar's gonna hang out with Yamcha because they're besties.
Yeah, and Oolong's gonna do stuff.
Yeah, Oolong was gonna do whatever, but then he just kind of decides to go to the city so they can all stay together.
Yeah, for plot reasons, I'm sure. Because to be fair, Oolong's got. We kind of ruined the good time Oolong was having when we first met him. Yeah. Granted, it didn't seem like he was having a good time anymore because he was like, "Please take your children back."
I don't want them.
I don't want them anymore. They're very expensive. But I don't know. And of course, Goku points out the fact of he's going to go train under Master Roshi.
And that's kind of where we leave off.
That's where this saga ends, pretty much. Yeah.
And if this was the end of the watching, like this is a good, wrapped up story. It wraps up pretty tight.
It's been a good podcast. I've enjoyed it a lot. I think we're done watching Dragon Ball, aren't we?
Yeah,
there you
exactly. No, not really, but yeah,
we'll be back next week.
Honestly, like these 13 episodes work as just a good story. If you obviously please keep watching and listening with us.
Yeah,
but if that's where this ended, it still would work. It was still a very well.
I would still want more. Like if they took off the cliffhanger at the end, where it's like, okay, we know where we're going for the next saga beginning and stuff.
Yeah, and
training arc stuff.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I just very much I enjoy it. Even just this story itself being told, these 13 episodes. Not even if you didn't know anything else about Dragon Ball. I think these 13 stories are a good gateway to the universe.
13, these 13 episodes, they teach you a lot. They give you an idea of what you're in store for the next hundreds of thousands of hours of content.
Yeah.
And it gets you excited to find out where the story and the characters and figure out what new characters we might meet in the future.
Yeah. And so, like, I guess right here we'll just end it. I'll let you give a little bit. I'll let you give a little bit of closing thoughts. Since this is your first time watching it, I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna solo.
I mean, we want to do
out on
best
you for a
part,
little
worst part.
We'll do that right as we're wrapping
Okay.
up. I'm gonna let you give your closing thoughts on the arc. Like, if this was a season, what are your closing thoughts on season 1 of Dragon Ball?
I mean, I have to. It starts off with funnier than I was expecting. It made me laugh more often than I thought it would. And I hope that kind of continues even into the more like action heavy, obviously getting ahead of ourselves, but like even into like Dragon Ball Z and beyond. I hope it keeps that comedic tone because it's so charming to walk in and like have a really good show that's also abnormally funny for like some of the subject matter.
Yeah, and the comedy is like well timed.
It's not like they're making another joke. It's like that's funny, and you just keep moving. The story overall, very good. I would say it felt rushed at times before I knew that like, oh, this saga's over in 13 episodes. Looking at it now with the knowledge of it was planned and made to be 13 episodes of this saga, it's very well paced.
Yeah. There's like no fluff.
It has a great for like the last 3 episode finale. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm glad we watched those last 3 episodes together because if we had left off, with
right
one
as he transformed,
it's like why are you doing this? And that's the precedent I think going forward is we're going to watch an end of a saga. If we have 3 episodes remaining, it will be its own episode to end the saga. We will never end a saga with 1 episode and then in the same podcast episode have the big first episode of the next saga. I hope we never do that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's precedent.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's great. I mean, for what we got for the action, it was very enjoyable. There's room for improvement, obviously, because it's old style animation. But even for like being as old as it is, it's still really fun to watch the fight scenes. And like anytime there's action and adventure, there are some questionable like pervy moments throughout the first 13 episodes, but you're also meeting one of the most perverted characters in the entire I think universe in the first couple of episodes with Roshi. I'm sure once he stops showing up as often, because I think you've said that he's not a fully retrained.
I spoiler alert for the next arc. Like Goku's literally gonna go train with Roshi.
He's around for a lot of the original series, but I think you said that like
he becomes
in
more,
later series
he becomes more of a background.
He's a background character,
but
or like less seen background character.
Yeah.
But like even with that, in some of the aging problems of some of the jokes, since like hard to get away with that now if you were to animate this, in 2025.
Yeah.
But like still, with all of the tiny little, the flaws are so small, and the pros and just how awesome of a show it is, it's hard not to love. I mean, I was immediately hooked within the first 2 episodes, and I think I remember saying that in the podcast where it's like, this is awesome, this is fun, this is going to be a great ride. You can just tell immediately within the first 5 minutes, you're like, this is going to be great. I'm so happy I sat down and started watching this.
Yeah.
And it's hard to say enough about just how excited I am to keep going.
Do you have any predictions moving forward, like with like what's going to happen next, like for the next arc, maybe?
I mean,
I know you don't have a lot to go off of, but do you have any questions? Or not questions, I guess. Have any predictions?
I mean, I assume Goku's going to be really good at training. Like Roshi's going to just get flabbergasted every episode of some crap that Goku does in training. I think we're going to start to see beginning to see what currently is the upper limits of what Goku can do physically. I'm also excited to see how fast the tail grows back, because I think we forgot to we mentioned it, but we got to mention like Goku has never not had a tail.
Yeah, and so like during
when he gets
during the end of that episode, like he's just kind of falling.
Take step, fall, step, fall.
Yeah, because it's like losing your pinky toe. Your balance is all off.
Yeah, yeah. Pinky toe's the most important toe.
Yeah. But I mean, maybe either that or maybe he gets over the tail problem.
Yeah, like I mean, I'm sure it's gonna come back eventually.
Yeah,
theoretically.
Again, to reference my girlfriend, when she was watching the episode, she texted me. She's like, "Goku has a tail," And I was because she has seen me watch a few episodes here and there of Dragon Ball Z,
Yeah.
where he obviously doesn't have a tail.
Doesn't have a tail, yeah.
And I was like, I don't know. Maybe we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see if it grows back. I would assume it feels like something like that his race would have at a young age and maybe grow out of.
Okay.
It's my guess. That's a very long arcing
Yeah, that's
guess.
like we're
That's
waiting for
hundreds of
Dragon Ball-
episodes away.
Dragon Ball Z when we
Where he
find
goes
when
up.
we like maybe meet another alien race character of his or whatever.
But I would like to assume that the tail will be back sometime in the next 30 episodes or whatever.
Okay.
I that would be my biggest guess. But I'm just excited for training because I think Gohan trained him, but Gohan didn't get to train him into like adolescent teenage years.
And Gohan was his grandpa. So like, how much is he training him versus
Is he like super intense grandpa training? Like
yeah.
like you might see in America today with like making a kid play baseball at the age of 4 until they burn out eventually in high school or they become a pro.
Yeah.
Is he that intense, or is he just like, Goku, you're training? Is he like kind of a Mr. Miyagi like trainer where it's like oh, you just go cut down the tree over there and that's your strength training for the day?
Yeah, and so it's just kind of like how like with it being a grandpa, it could go either way. Where it's like he could just be like, I'm training you enough to like survive out here with me and help me with the chores that we have to do every day.
It's training, but it's mostly just like
life
you're
skills.
you're just learning how to live in the woods.
Yeah.
And by doing that, you're becoming stronger, getting better, like endurance, because you're running around lifting trees and logs and stuff in the woods.
And he obviously knows like some form of kung fu or martial arts.
Yeah, so obviously
he
trained
has
a
like
little bit.
some basic understanding of it.
Yeah, he's never seen a wolf fang fist.
Yeah,
but he's karate chopped people before.
Yeah, but yeah. So I mean, any other predictions you got? A prediction? Okay, so you've talked about Goku. What about Bulma and the crew? What you got? Any predictions for that? Not the B plot, but that section of our crew.
I think Yamcha and Bulma will have a pretty good relationship. I like to think so.
Okay.
I like to think they're long for this world. I'd hope. This is more of a hope than a prayer.
Yeah.
Than a real thought, because it's like you would love to see them like, oh man, I didn't have to make a wish. The perfect girl boy was right here in front of me.
Oh, that's really sweet.
Yeah, it's awesome. And then for Oolong, I don't know. He's probably in jail.
Okay, you forgot one then. I'll careful.
No, I mean for Puar is wherever Yamcha is. Puar is fine.
And then just Oolong is like, well, I turned into a demon and tried to terrorize the city, so they locked me up.
I ran out of money on gambling, so I robbed a bank, and now I'm in jail.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would like to think he's not, but it's pretty in character for him to be like in trouble with the law.
Yeah. And I think you brought up earlier while we were talking that you think like Pilaf, Shu, and May are coming back. What is your thought about what's going to happen with them? Do you think they're still going to run as a B plot for a little bit?
I think.
Or do you think they're gone for a while and then come back?
I think if they do come back, because they did run off in a way that like insinuates that they might come back at a later date. But if they do come back, my guess would be it's not for probably another saga. I feel like this next saga is going to have a different villain.
Okay.
Along with the training arc and stuff. Like we'll have probably have a few episodes of like just Goku and Roshi hanging out on an island. Maybe a B plot of what's happening in the city.
Okay.
But we're probably not going to see. My guess is we're not going to see Pilaf, Shu. Maybe we might see Shu or Mai by themselves without Pilaf. Yeah. Possibly. But best guess we're not going to see them for quite a while.
If ever.
It's if ever. Yeah. It's gonna be real funny when we boot up the next episode and it immediately starts with all three of them. Yeah, it's gonna be real funny when you like, pie in the face.
Oh, he got us this time, but we're gonna get him the next time.
It's like the first episode. It's just
like sitting in a hotel, being like, only 364 more days until we can hunt these down again.
Yeah, it's gonna be real pie in the face when it's the next episode is all focused on them.
They become the Team Rocket. They show up in every episode just to get beat by Goku again.
It's Dragon Ball Z episode 145, and they're in the background.
Yeah. Oh, Goku is fighting blank and blank from the planet blank, and we're here to help too. And it's like, not right now. Smacks him away.
Kind of fun. Just throws a spirit bomb on him. Like, get out of here.
Yeah. And then the next episode, or it's Team Pilaf's blasting off again.
You know what? If that was the case, I would be here for it. They deserve it. But I honestly think if they do come back, it's not for a while. I think we're gonna give some other villains a chance to shine.
And like maybe this is more of like a decompress arc compared to like the fast pace of, we're gonna get these Dragon Balls in 13 episodes. And
you said this one was what like 30?
I will check right now to let you know how many episodes. I think I remember saying the next shortest one.
Oh, the next shortest one was like 30 episodes.
I will check though real quick, and I will see if I can find that out real quick.
But like, judging by that, I mean, like, imagine how many episodes this one is. Like, we could be in for 16 to 20 episodes of just Goku training, and occasionally solving a problem.
Yep, this one is actually a 15 episode arc, is what it shows here. So we go from 14 to 28.
Gotcha. Well, so I mean that means they could come back. It's a short little. I do think, honestly, they might not even come back this saga. If they're going to come back, they might come back next saga, the saga beyond that. Okay. Purely just because if it's 15 episodes, if it's just about as short as this is, it probably is predominantly a downtime. Growing a year older, kind of what happens in the year between the Dragon Balls being deactivated or not, kind of arc.
It's like, so this next arc is going to happen over the time of a year, kind of.
Would be my guess now.
Okay, I like that.
Or it's going to pick up shortly before the year is out because maybe somehow someone found, a Dragon Ball or something, or like some other mystical artifact popped up and they have to go chase it down.
I will tell you, like, not as a spoiler, like when she said they're inert for a year and they just look like rocks, like that is 100% true. Like they are just like a rock for a year. They're a circular rock, but they're just a rock.
Yeah, did we mention that at all?
I don't think we mentioned that, but that
like
does happen in this.
The inert thing of like now that the Dragon Balls have been whisked on, they just go inert for a year and become rocks scattered way across Earth again.
Yeah, all over the place, but not in the same place.
You have to find them again, and for a year they're just a rock.
Use them. Yeah. And so I like your predictions. I think some of them you were really close on, some of them you were really far off, and I'm not going to tell you which one's which.
Yeah.
And
you shouldn't. Yeah, good.
And so moving forward, that like we said, we're ready. Like we're Jesse's excited about the next 2 episodes, right? You think you're still pretty excited about it?
I'm excited to see because I know for a fact Goku gets way stronger. I don't know how strong he gets early on in the original, but I know like his training arcs are like legendary for just how intense they become. So I'm excited to see the first training arc.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I mean, at least I know more than likely the next couple of episodes at least are going to be training arc episodes. Yeah. So I'm excited to see some of the absurdity that happens with that, because I know some of the absurdity that happens briefly in some other arcs along the way. So.
Yeah, and also like when it comes to a training arc, like characters can take major power jumps in just anime. Like as an anime knower, Jesse, like that like if
the most recent like big form anime I've watched was Black Clover, and there's literally like a training arc jump where Asta's suddenly just a beefcake. Yeah. He's flying around on the swords and stuff. Like it's an insane power level jump that you can take in anime. So I'm interested to see how it goes.
Yeah. And I'm interested to show you more of it. And so with that, like we're coming down towards the end here. We almost forgot the worst part, best part, worst part. What was your worst part?
You can go worst part first?
Yeah.
You put me on the spot for that?
Yeah. I want to hear your worst part. I've got one queued up. That's kind of like a joking worst part. So
yeah, there's not a lot I hate. Yeah. In these episodes, like they're very compact and dense, and most of that compact condensity is just
and can cut out a lot of the bad.
Yeah, like you're so focused on all the good that you just kind of skim over the bad. So I'm like, I'm trying to think of something I like hated, and there's not a lot that like some might just have to win it by default because it wasn't as interesting as the other stuff.
Do you want me to give you my worst part as like the joking worst part?
Yeah, I mean
the fact that we didn't get a Scooby-Doo hallway chase.
Yeah.
That might be the worst part.
You know what? If we're going stuff like that, why are the balls in the wrong spot?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What are we talking about? That is the
balls.
worst. That's the worst part. What the heck are you doing here?
You saying that? I'm like, yeah, it's obviously the balls.
Yeah.
It's the only time.
Screw what I was talking about. The balls being in the wrong spot is the worst part of these episodes.
It's like, why? It's the one.
Yeah. No,
I never noticed things like that, and I noticed it. Like, what are we doing?
I'm with you on that.
Put the balls where they're supposed to go.
Yeah, it's that easy.
Like I know I'm not an animation expert, but I can imagine
you could have just taken.
It's easy also to just make sure that the stars that you draw on the balls are sequential
and you could
in numerical order.
They probably could have just taken the spot that they had, like from the last episode, because they shot like a wide tracking.
I think Pilaf is opening them up this time.
Yeah, but what I mean is like they showed a wide tracing shot of it. After that, you just can change the hand and put them in the same spot, add a little glowing feature to it, and put the 4 there. It would be much easier than all of a sudden, like the 1 is next to the 7.
The 2 is over here by like the 5. The 1's by the 6 and the 7. It's like what are we doing? Come on. Like you jog my memory. I'm like, yeah, I guess it kind of wins it by default because there's nothing severely bad.
Yeah,
it's just a little tiny animation mistake. But come on,
honorable mention, getting our hopes up that we were going to get a Scooby Doo.
Yeah,
chase.
I was hoping we get
Scooby Doo, and then it being dashed. That's an honorable mention.
It didn't becoming the pick your poison 5-lane highway edition.
Yeah, and then so the best part. What's your best part?
Now that's tough for a completely different reason.
Yeah,
because there's so much good stuff in this episode. In these 3 episodes. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna let you.
I honestly might probably do one from every episode.
Okay, go for it.
So, if I get them in the correct episode. So episode 1, I think is Pilaf. It's either Pilaf passing out to the gas or the what was it? The treatment.
Oh yeah,
the treatment where Bulma's just like, "Was that all you got?"
Yeah.
So that for that first episode, it's got to be that one of those 2.
And if we're doing that, then I'll say the first episode for me. It's the whole pinball.
Yeah, the pinball is great.
Pinball machine, Pilaf playing it with the organ.
The whole first episode is insanely good.
It's just banger joke after banger joke.
I'm giving it to like the one-off, like the funny stuff.
Yeah.
Especially because like I lean in, I'm like, he's gonna tickle her, right? And then it's like immediately like, oh no, it's even better.
He hits her with a wrist. Her a kiss. He hits her with the wrist face and blows her a kiss.
He tries to Rizzler him, but it's like, no, you're not a chubby Italian child or whatever.
Yeah. All right,
I don't know what is that.
Second episode, what's your best part then?
Second episode. I mean, I want to give it personally to Goku never giving up to the blast, but I think that's going to be more of an honorable mention here. I think it's hard not to enjoy Oolong becoming a hero. And jumping forward and wishing for the underwear.
Yeah.
And stopping the world from being dominated by Pilaf.
It's the most Oolong way to save the day.
Being a little bit perverted.
Yeah. I would say for my best part, it's got to be the way that the episode ends.
Yeah, with the transformation.
The
transformation goes hard.
And the transformation animation is great. And we've been seeing a little bit of it here and there in the intro because like they show like literally shot for shot break the arm, break the arm, or break the tower, break the tower.
The key to that is in the intro, the monkey is, I believe, purple.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed that. The monkey is like just a purple like ape monkey.
Yeah,
it's not the actual color. It's like they totally throw you off by the colors.
Yeah, and it's also they throw it off by like just showing the monkey breaking something, but not showing that like it's Goku transforming.
Doesn't show Goku transforming, and the most of this you see of the monkey in the intro are the 2 fists,
and then just him kind of in the background a little bit as they're running away.
Yamcha, Puar, Bulma, and Oolong running away,
yeah.
Which does give you the hint because they're running in such a way that there's a gap in the middle where the monkey is.
Yeah.
Gives you a hint that Goku is the monkey.
Yeah, they definitely telegraph it, but like if you don't see it coming,
in a great way.
Yeah, if you don't see it coming, it's not a telegraph.
It's one of those like you pick up on it. Like if you watch the intro enough, you start picking up on it, and then as soon as you transform, you're like, there it is. Yeah, It was the confirmation.
That would be my best part in that episode.
Yeah.
What's your best part in the third episode?
The third episode. You know what? I think I have to give it to Yamcha getting over his fear of women.
Okay.
I think it's a great way it's a great way for him to like realize, oh man, I solved my wish without getting my wish.
Yeah.
Was him getting over his fear of women and then them getting together at the end.
Yeah, I love that. I think, and that's a very good pick. I think my pick in this this one,
very rom-com sappy pick.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with just like Goku flying off at the end of the episode with the promise to meet up a year later.
Yeah,
you know, like because Goku gives
the entire end of the episode. Awesome.
Bulma gives Goku the Dragon Radar and tells him, "Come find me in a year when this starts working again, so you can go get your grandpa's Dragon Ball. We'll go work together again.
We'll find it."
And I think that's got to be my best part. It's just like the promise that like even if they don't show up in this next episode, like these next couple episodes, this next arc, they're having a thing, maybe a B plot, or they're not meeting. We know a year from now they're gonna meet up again, and they're gonna hang out, and they're gonna go on more adventures.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, again, there's so much good in all three of these episodes. We could pick 7 more.
Yeah, because
justifiable
honorable mention is the joke about Pilaf snoring as the whole building's falling.
Yeah,
apart.
whole building's falling apart. Just all the like the King Kong stuff where it's like they're flying around shooting at the monkey.
Yeah, he's literally swinging like King Kong does at the airplane.
Yeah, it's like there's so much good in every single one of these episodes.
Yeah,
if you've been just listening to the podcast and not watching, I implore you. Which, by the way, if you're doing that, you're doing it wrong. Not trying to insult you, but
no, I'm totally fine with it. Just
I would love you to watch. I would love you to be watching along with us. But also, like, I get it. You don't want to put the time crunch in. Yeah. But I implore you to at least watch these 3 episodes.
Yeah, at least look. And if you can't find a place to watch them, at least look up like clips on YouTube or TikTok.
Yeah, some
of parts of it, because there's a lot of good.
I mean, they're so old. You might be able to find every episode like clipped together, like old watching anime on YouTube.
Yeah,
out there that you can watch.
One of my favorite things, we put on our TikTok when we post. When I sometimes scroll through the For You page on there, and they literally had the Dragon Ball or the Goku transformation scene, and as like a fan edit type of thing with like a fan cam where he's saying the whole story about how his grandpa died, and then them being like, Goku, did you ever look at the moon? And then him be like, no, why? And then like cuts to the eyes coming through, and then him turning into the monster and destroying everything. Yeah. So even just that is like,
Yeah, like, I mean, just I implore you to give it your best shot. If you haven't been watching along with us, to try your best to watch as much as you can from these 3 episodes, because they are so good. I mean, you heard us talking about worst part. It's hard to pick something that's bad in these episodes. Like the things we picked that was bad was the stuff that made us mad as a joke, kind of.
Yeah.
the no Scooby-Doo and the balls being in the wrong spot. Yeah. Like when you're scraping the bottom of the barrel for the bad stuff and you're having to deliberate between like 15 good stuffs, the episodes are worth putting time in to watch.
Yes.
More so than most of the any episodes in the rest of the show.
Yeah, and that's the best thing is just this is definitely worth. These last 3 episodes are like, I completely concur. Like these last 3 episodes, if nothing else, try to watch the first 2 episodes so you kind of get a baseline of understanding of what's going on, and then try to watch these last 3 because I would say the first 2 episodes are a perfect introduction, and these last 3 episodes are a perfect conclusion to this arc. And I'm excited moving forward, but like it is going to be kind of sad to watch this part of the show end, because it does go a little bit in a different turn from this just fetch quest that we've been on so far.
Yeah, I mean, the fetch quest has been put on hold for at least a year in universe.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see what types of hijinks Goku and the gang too get into, because I'm assuming they might be our B plot for this episode if we don't get a villain immediately within the first couple of episodes.
Yeah,
because who knows if we even get a villain in this arc? Yeah. Who knows if this arc is just like literally just the gang does hijinks for 15 episodes?
Yeah,
so we'll see. But I mean, that's all I got.
Yep. And I will give out our stuff, right? So we've got our username on TikTok is Becoming Saiyans Pod. Or it's Becoming Saiyans Po, I just realized. But it's the Becoming Saiyans Podcast channel on TikTok.
Did you run out of characters?
I guess. I just now noticed that. On YouTube, we are Becoming Saiyans Pod, I believe. I'm going to check that right now.
Yeah.
But I believe it's Becoming Saiyans Pod. And then we've got our Instagram, which is also at Becoming Saiyans. Or at Becoming Saiyans Pod. You can find us there. We are on all podcast platforms. Give us a rate, give us a review. That's how it pushes it. Download us. Again, that's the main stat that gets us pushed out to more people. And if you're wanting to reach out to us, I did find a way to turn on fan mail through the app that we use, Buzzsprout, to put this out. So if you want to go on there and try to find us, put some fan mail, that'd be great. Or you can just send it to an email at becomingsaiyans@gmail.com.
Or DM us on Twitter.
Find us, on Instagram. If you send us a message,
leave a YouTube comment for all I know.
YouTube comment.
We'll find it.
Whatever you want to do, we will find it, and we'll definitely share it around. We might even bring it up in the podcast
in the next episode.
Yeah.
Of Ask Bit of Pie.
Yeah. And so, with that, I've been Truman.
And I've been Jesse.
And we'll see you next week for the 2 episodes, episode 14 and 15, named Goku's Rival and Look Out for Launch. And so this has been Becoming Saiyans, a Dragon Ball Rewatch podcast, and we'll see you next Thursday.
Bye-bye.